So, hello everyone. I hope you've had an amazing time enjoying these wonderful speeches and workshops. And I'm Diana Bjelajac, reporting from Novi Sad, Serbia, and I'm thrilled to be here with all of you as we approach the closing ceremony of this inspiring event. I have the absolute pleasure and honor of announcing the recipients of the prestigious 2024 DarkSky Awards. And on behalf of the amazing awards committee I'm a part of, I'm excited to celebrate the outstanding individuals and organizations who have shown incredible dedication to protecting our night skies and tackling light pollution head-on. As the name says, DarkSky Awards celebrate those who go above and beyond to preserve the natural beauty of dark skies. And reviewing so many exceptional nominations wasn't easy, but it was an inspiring journey for our entire committee. And we are grateful to every nominee and nominator, and your dedication not only makes a difference, but motivates all of us to aim higher, even higher for next year when it comes to number of nominations and our goals as well. So please remember to nominate your friends and colleagues next year when we open calls for nominations in May and June. For those joining us for the first time, the awards span a range of categories, from scientific contributions to community initiatives, and I'll touch on some of the most impressive and most important accomplishments of this year's awardees, but please make sure to connect with them and learn more about their phenomenal work. So let's get started. I will share my screen now to let you know. Just a sec. Okay, I think we are ready to go. So our first award this year goes to the DarkSky Place of the Year. And this award is given in recognition of recent exceptional achievement in an international DarkSky place. And I'm really happy to say that Mayo DarkSky Park at Wildlife National Park showed an exemplary dedication to promoting dark sky conservation and education within and beyond its boundaries in 2023. With dark skies being a prominent theme in the national park's visitor centers, park sees nearly 30,000 visitors annually, with increased outreach and work with nearby communities. In particular, the park has worked with the town of Newport to assist retrofitting fixtures for a church, medical center, and local schools to reduce light pollution in the area and further, and additionally has demonstrated continued commitment to presenting dark skies creatively through festivals and poetry and other artwork. I think we are all aware of Mayo Dark Sky Festival that started in 2016, but has grown in stature and impact, attracting speakers and visitors from all around the world. This is one more, let's say, approval of this work has come in the form of being selected to host the Artificial Light at Night conference in 2005. So cheers, Mayo DarkSky Park. Next award is given to dark sky defenders from all around the world, and it's given to individuals and organizations in appreciation and recognition of their exceptional efforts to promote and advance the mission of dark sky, and of course to preserve the dark skies and to promote quality outdoor nighttime lighting. So the first award is given to Shweta Kulkarni. Shweta Kulkarni's nomination for Dark Sky Defender Award is based on her transformative Astro Tribe project, which empowers tribal youth to become astro guides, promoting dark sky conservation and astrotourism. Through innovative public education campaigns, collaborative partnerships, and tangible socioeconomic impacts, Shweta's efforts have significantly advanced the mission of preserving the night skies and reducing light pollution. So this makes her standout candidate for this prestigious award. So congrats, Shweta. Next award is given to Nyaguti Carol. So within Dark Sky Kenya, Nyaguti proposed the start of a policy working group where we begin to address the targeted outreach and develop a plan to tackle light pollution at a regional and at national scale. So she has also been handling the operations of DarkSky Kenya, including members on board and recruitment. Her work is setting strong technical foundations for the Kenyan chapter of DarkSky by giving them concrete numbers to build outreach efforts and also encourage public engagement. So her passion and willingness to contribute to the chapter are contributing to the rapid growth of their chapter. So congrats, Carol, once again. Next award is given to Ken Vishal. So Ken is a medical doctor and amateur astronomer and has been dedicated to dark skies for years. In 2016, Star Talk at the Grand Canyon made him aware of light pollution and then pursued a graduate certificate at astronomy at the University of Southern Queensland, focusing on visual physiology and lighting physics. And he published his research in Sky and Telescope magazine, and he also advises on turtle conservation, leads the Brisbane Astronomical Society's Sunshine Coast chapter, and works to establish an international dark sky reserve. So congrats, Ken, once more. Our next awardee is Sebastian Vauclair. Sebastian Vauclair is an astrophysicist dedicated to preserving the night skies for nearly 30 years. He initiated the creation of the first French International Dark Sky Reserve, Pic du Midi, in 2008, culminating in its certification in 2013. He has supported other projects in France and is working towards future certifications. And he also founded the DarkSky Lab, which develops solutions for measuring and analyzing light pollution, including the National Light Pollution Indicator at the Ninox instrument. So congrats, Sebastian, once again. Our next awardee is Mohammad Saleh Timar. Timar has made significant contributions over the past 15 years by raising awareness about light pollution through speeches and community engagement, by establishing regular astro tours, and effectively highlighted the beauty of the dark skies, dark starry skies, inspiring enthusiasm for preserving and reducing light pollution within communities they've visited. Congrats, Mohammad. We have two more awardees, and the next one is Rather Lane. Rather Lane built and maintains the largest dark sky outreach program in the U.S. National Park Service at the Grand Canyon National Park, the National Dark Sky program. Over the last 10 years, he has become a nationally recognized park ranger in dark sky education for the National Park Service and beyond. He has led the way in turning Grand Canyon National Park into the most complex international dark sky park in the world by coordinating the retrofits and unprecedented number of exterior light fixtures, over 5,000 of them. Through his creative innovation and passionate advocacy, he has turned Grand Canyon National Park into a world leader of dark sky outreach, spreading the message of Dark Sky International to over 48,000 visitors in 2023. So congrats, Rather, that's a really, really great job you've done so far. We have one more awardee, and I'm happy to say that Silvia Maria Carneiro de Campos won this award. She worked on several fronts, two of which are the most important, legislation and culture. Her ability to communicate across Brazil's diverse cultural landscapes and her impactful actions have significantly advanced the mission of preserving the night skies in a country with varied ecosystems. Thanks, Silvia. And this will be the last of Dark Sky Defenders awardees. So now we have Rising Star Award, and this award honors students at any grade level who demonstrate an enthusiasm for commitment to dark sky conservation or research. So our first awardee is Dora Young. Dora has founded the first student organization in Shenzhen dedicated to protection of the night sky, Dark Skies Guardians Association, and served as its chairman. She recruited more than 50 active members from Shenzhen Middle School and several other schools and led the club to do a lot of work. What is most impressive is that she initiated and planned and organized science popularization and environmental education activities themed Embrace Astronomy, Protect the Stars. Thank you, Dora Young, for doing this awesome work. So our next awardee is the Night Owls. The Night Owls is a group of 6 young people, 10 to 12 years old, who created an education program on protecting the night called Embracing the Dark. Their program included creating a workbook and heading out to embrace the dark. Each child took a designated time, like the role of fire for humans and alternatives, stargazing and the magic of universe, wildlife at night and biodiversity loss through light pollution, warm and cold light and its effects, safety at night, and fun games at night. So a lot of creative job has gone into this. Thank you, Night Owls, for your awesome work. Our next award is Capital of Darkness. The Capital of Darkness is a team that is honored with Rising Star Award for their innovative project that transformed Mikkeli into a city brand promoting dark sky conservation and natural living. With the new identity of the city Mikkeli, the natural way of life on the dark skies shows tourists that the citizens don't need to fear the dark, but they can embrace it and learn other ways to live more naturally with it. They worked on the project in total of 7 months. Thank you, Capital of Darkness. That's a really cool name for a project and a team. So we are heading on to the next award, first one this year and ever, that's called Wildlife Night Watch Award. This award recognizes individuals or entities whose decisive actions have been instrumental in conserving and protecting terrestrial and/or aquatic wildlife species sensitive to artificial light at night. So our awardee this year is Chiara Carucci. Chiara's leadership extends beyond her projects. She plays a crucial role for the Lighting Policy, an initiative devoted to raising awareness about the adverse effects of poor lighting and light pollution. And as a member of the advisory board, her guidance has been invaluable in shaping effective strategies and campaigns that have resonated with professionals and the public. Chiara also wanted us to say thanks to Annika Jagerbrand, Travis Longcore, and Dr. Kelly Pendoli, and all the researchers whose daily work enables us to be more conscious and informed in our professional activities. But I also say thank you, Chiara, for doing this awesome work as well. Our next award is Bob Gant Community Leadership Award. It is given to a member who has demonstrated outstanding achievement at the local level in combating light pollution and fostering support for DarkSky's mission and programs. So this year, we awarded DarkSky's Hertfordshire, that is a citizen science project addressing light pollution. Volunteers conduct surveys using sky quality meters, lobbying MPs for better UK planning policies. They also worked with parish councils to support local dark sky projects and collaborated with businesses to promote Hertfordshire dark skies to tourists. Their commitment to environmental stewardship and community engagement makes them a really, really deserving recipient of this recognition. Thank you to all the team and to all the members of the project. Our next award is given to, in recognition to outstanding achievements in research or academic work on light pollution over a multiple year period, and it's called Galileo Award. And I'm really happy to say that this year we awarded Miroslav Kocifaj, a professor that has published foundational work on the radiative transfer theory of sky glow, made the first literature estimates of the sky glow contribution from satellites and space debris, and developed a sky glow simulator software package. His contributions to light pollution research have been made over the past 15 years and have significantly advanced the understanding of light pollution and its impacts. As a researcher myself, I thank you, Miroslav Kocifaj, for all the work you've done so far. So our next award, almost last one, is called Dr. Arthur Hogg and William T. Robinson Award that is given to individuals who has been outstanding in educating governmental organizations, businesses, and public about the merits of outdoor lighting control ordinances. So this award is given to Sabine Frank. Sabine has been active in Fulda, Hessen, and all of the Germany for years. She is already recognized to some extent by her DarkSky Defender Award in 2015. But since then, Sabine's primary contribution was with respect to the Reserve Fulda. But since then, thanks to the power of her convictions and the power of her personality and seemingly unflagging energy, she had a dramatic impact on her region. Sabine has worked with the city, her states, the local power company, lighting firms, large businesses in the region, the Naturpark Rhône, and the countless individuals. So thank you, Sabine Frank, for doing this hard work. And the last award, we need the drum rolls. It's called Crawford Hunter Lifetime Achievement Award that is given to that is actually the highest honor that DarkSky bestows upon individuals who in the course of their lifetime have contributed an extraordinary effort to light pollution abatement. So today we award Dr. Richard Green for his lifetime of dedication to dark sky conservation and his extraordinary contributions to astronomy. As an astronomer and assistant director for government relations at the University of Arizona's Stewart Observatory, Dr. Green has spent over 20 years championing dark sky legislations, fostering collaborative policies to protect our night skies. His leadership includes roles as interim director of the International Astronomical Union Center for the Protection of Dark and Quiet Skies, former director of Kitt Peak National Observatory, and past president of EIU Commission B7. Dr. Green's influence extends globally as co-chair of the EIU's Dark and Quiet Skies Working Group and as a key figure in the American Astronomical Society's Compass policy efforts. His lifelong dedication and advocacy makes him a most deserving recipient of this Lifetime Achievement Award. So please join me in celebrating Dr. Richard Green's invaluable contributions to dark sky conservation.
Yeah. Well, I think some of us are in person in this virtual conference, which is a very weird, surreal experience. So thank you, Diana, for that incredible overview of those remarkable individuals just advancing this cause around the world. I am delighted to be here with the staff behind the scenes who are clapping and cheering, and my friend Richard Green here in front of the scenes. I first met Richard when I first joined DarkSky just over 5 years ago, pre-pandemic, if you can believe it. We actually had lunch together, which then didn't happen for a long time. And we have collaborated a lot over the last few years virtually, as well as in person. What I can tell you about Richard is, I learned today, his advocacy actually got started here in Tucson because the baton that David Crawford, that this award is named for, was passed to Richard in his role of working up at Kitt Peak to protect the observatories up there. But Richard didn't stop there. As was alluded to in the introduction, Richard's work spans the US with his work with the American Astronomical Society. It expanded to work around the globe with his leadership in the International Astronomy Union. And when the scourge of the satellite constellations started launching just over 5 years ago, he was one of those who rose to the call and was one of the leaders behind the founding of the IAU Center working on that effort. So his advocacy expanded to low Earth orbit. But Richard didn't stop there, right? Where else should he go well, the astronomers are thinking about how do you protect places on the moon so we can have places to do science. So there's no end to Richard's advocacy and his passion and his dedication. It is also strange to be giving a Lifetime Achievement Award to someone who is probably more active today than at any point in their long career. So it is my great honor to present this to you today, Richard, and thank you for your friendship and thank you for your leadership and thank you for continuing to inspire all of us. Thank you.
It's a treat also to be here at the mothership to be able to accept this award. But I have to tell you, I am just overwhelmed by this unexpected honor. It has so much meaning because it comes from you, who are the experts in the science, in the technology, the local diplomacy that make our progress against the onslaught of the light possible. I appreciate this. I am extremely grateful. A Lifetime Achievement Award does make you think back about how things got started. So I had been given the job of Kid Peak director, and about a year earlier, and then I got a call out of the blue from a local Tucson reporter. She asked what we astronomers thought about those new stadium lights. Well, I forgot rule number one when you get asked as a parent or a teacher, when you get an unexpected question, you've got to say, why do you ask? And I didn't. So I launched into some pretty forceful words about the new lighting of the nearly professional baseball stadium in the middle of Tucson. And the reporter said, wow, that's really interesting. I was asking about the stadium lights at the border crossing in Douglas. And so, to find that with a slow news day, and the next morning we had a headline, astronomers versus city parks. And so another observatory director and I immediately arranged for an appointment with the Parks and Rec director. Once he was convinced that we weren't entirely raving lunatics and could actually talk about budgeting and phasing in some improvements, we had a great discussion, and we learned all about professional baseball, where you have to be able to see a fly ball up to 120 feet above the deck, and lighting poles go up to 90 feet. And so that remains an unsolved problem in terms of fully shielded lighting. So what I have learned over the years is that we really need to be aware of the different circumstances and the different perspectives that people bring to our issue. The extreme example for me came at our International Astronomical Union meeting in Cape Town, South Africa last summer. It was wonderful. There were hundreds of African students there, and that was really a remarkable opportunity. So the great Connie Walker was talking to a large plenary session about our society's efforts to protect astronomical sites. And at the end, a young woman raised her hand and said, you know, in our village, we have to have the bright lights or else the lions come. So, you know, for people with sensible priorities, even higher than preserving the night sky, we have to be aware and make that case for responsible lighting, not just no lighting. More generally, it's learning the hard way that Dave Crawford was really right in how he approached this issue. We make the best progress when we engage communities, lighting professionals, manufacturers, and we figure out a way to create win-win-win situations. And just when we think we're making some real progress, we get a great big tech curveball thrown at us. So the two big ones during my career were solid state lighting and the absolute explosion of the number of commercial space satellites. So what have I learned about solid state LED lighting? I've learned that salesmen are happy to sell and manufacturers are happy to make whatever they think the public wants and will buy. So our big job, and by the way, they both tend to overpromise on both performance and reliability of these indestructible things, but it's our job to convince communities and policymakers that they want shielded, red friendly lighting, and they should seek them out. That's our tough sales job. What have I learned about satellite constellations? Well, satellite constellation operators are not actively working to degrade the night sky for its own sake. That was an unintended consequence of their fast race to commercial space. They are therefore willing to cooperate to the extent that mitigations are a modest perturbation on their cost and on their operations models. And it benefits them somehow. And so they all claim that they want sustainable use of space, and they all have their own definitions of that, but they know that both customers and investors want that too. So we have to say mitigating impacts on astronomy is an integral part of space sustainability. They also want to avoid being regulated for as long as possible. And so they will make some public attempt at being really good citizens in order to do that. What are our big challenges right now? Well, you guys have been talking about this for the last 24 hours. Our human wiring needs and wants a little bit of light to feel safe in the dark. Tying safety to the dark sky principles of just enough responsible lighting versus more and brighter lighting for more safety is a big challenge for us. It really is. With the price per lumen now so low, our case for energy conservation is kind of abstract. And with about 80% of the world's population living in a place that don't have a natural night sky, we're trying to make a case to convince people they need to preserve what many people have never even experienced, or say, oh, that's a part of my visiting a national park. It's not in my town. So that's hard. We have real challenges. On the satellite constellation side, a basic challenge is that the tech solutions to reduce brightness or radio noise at low cost just aren't there. They're not currently developed. So unlike local light pollution control ordinances, there is no precedent at all for regulating how much sunlight a satellite bounces back down to the Earth. And so I have to say, developing a meaningful legal protocol takes a long time. The UN is proud when they can turn something out in 20 years. So short-term progress depends on the goodwill of people who don't always see eye to eye with us. So where do we draw hope? Well, from this worldwide and growing group, represented so articulately by DarkSky International, we draw hope. By tying preservation of the natural night sky to the environment and the health issues to which it's so naturally intertwined, we see this growing movement really taking root and finding allies. World awareness of the impacts of satellites is sure growing. There's now a 5-year agenda item on the Committee of the United Nations that actually oversees outer space operations. And that's now supported by an informal consortium of 15 national delegations. So its awareness is growing. In my religious tradition, there's a wisdom quote. It says, "You're not expected to complete the work, but you're not exempt from trying." So I really treasure your recognition of my years of trying. Thanks.
So thank you, really thank you, Richard, for everything. And it was really inspiring to hear that. I think we are all trying really hard, and I hope we'll continue doing that. And I would, as Ratskin said, this is a surreal experience sometimes because I cannot see who won the award. I'm just focused on the presentation, but I would really love to be there with all of you and to clap hands and to hug all of you, because this is a really nice way to wrap up this 24-hour conference. And I would really like to say thank you to the DarkSky staff, to everyone. You've done an amazing job as well. And I hope I will see together, our entire committee will see even more applications for next year. And we will be really happy to read them and to see you next year at this time as well. So congrats once again, and thank you for everything.